Act 3. 3 years later, interior Allison and Dennis's new apartment. Daytime, 2030. Dennis sits at his computer. Infant Benjamin is cradled in one arm, and Lucy, age 2, is in a booster seat nearby, eating her cereal.
Hey, Allison, the gatherings are multiplying so fast. Look at this. We just hit the 5,000 mark.
The screen displays a graph showing an exponential rise in both gatherings and projects.
The numbers keep going up.
Dennis taps the touchpad, and the screen changes to a map of the world. He scrolls through a timeline showing dots multiplying at an accelerating rate.
The map is lighting up all over the place.
He taps again, and a network of project categories emerge.
Wow. Take a look at the scope of projects from the gatherings.
Allison stops to give Lucy more Cheerios, and steps closer to take a look at the images of the projects as he scrolls through his screen.
Wow. Look at how all the small projects are falling into so many different categories. There's safety, housing, transportation, energy.
She points to the screen, reading, as Dennis continues scrolling through the images.
Recreation, food systems, elder care, childcare, education.
And the different gatherings are building on each other's ideas.
This group made a request to City Council and got zoning changed so they could close their street and turn it into gardens and parks.
Look here. They've set up made-in-place small-scale manufacturing projects to build up their community's wealth. This is incredible.
Interior Library Meeting Room, Ohio, morning, 2032. The room is quiet. Carol finishes taping up papers on the walls. 12 participants sit in a semicircle. Jake, cleaned up, takes a deep breath and stands before the group. He looks at each participant with softness in his eyes.
Jake. I'm here today because these gatherings, they saved me. A few years ago, I walked into a room like this, angry, lost. I was desperate.
He glances over at Carol.
I didn't know what it felt like to belong.
He looks around the room, making eye contact with each person.
I'm here because I want to be the person who listens, who sees you. Because that's what made all the difference for me.
Carol smiles. Jake steps back slightly. The participants settle more deeply in their chairs. Repurposed Brooklyn block, early afternoon, fall, 2034. Dennis and Allison emerge from the subway with their 2 kids, Lucy, 6, and Benjamin, 4. They walk 2 blocks east. The sounds of voices and children playing grow louder as they approach the repurposed block.
Wow, it's like a whole new world here.
Their kids rush ahead to a grassy area where children are running with streamers. Dennis slows, spots a man tending a raised garden bed near a small orchard of fig trees.
Hey there, we came to take a look at what you've done with the place. I'm Dennis, and this is Allison. And our kids, Lucy and Benjamin.
Elijah.
Sure thing, nice to meet you. I'm Elijah.
Gestures to the garden.
This is one of our raised garden beds. Just weeding the carrots. We've got quite a few gardeners on the block, so our gardens are really thriving.
Elijah gestures broadly to the block. Lush grass, flowers blooming, people lounging in lawn chairs reading, and kids laughing and playing.
It started as a gathering project. We closed the street to cars about 3 or 4 years ago, ripped up the pavement and turned it into a shared park. Now it's a place for everyone. No traffic, just open space for all kinds of activities.
Don't people miss having cars? How do people get around?
We set up a car share at the other end of the block. 5 cars people can use, and we built an app for booking them. Works pretty well.
Gestures toward a shed.
And over there we've got a tool-sharing shed. Everything from hammers to lawnmowers, plus a makerspace for anyone who wants to invent or fix things. Even the kids get involved.
Elijah waves to someone a few houses down.
Hey, Rachel, can you come over here for a sec?
Rachel, mid-30s, walks over with a friendly smile.
This is Dennis and Allison. They're curious about the block. Rachel's the one to tell you about the cool stuff we're doing here.
Rachel.
Hey there. Glad to meet you. Looks like Elijah already showed you part of our garden.
You're sure making great use of this outdoor space.
We have some indoor spaces we share too. Come with me.
Rachel takes them to a brownstone halfway down the block, then heads down the stairs to a lower-level unit.
Check this out. This is our new Sewing and Fabric Arts Center.
A man and a woman look up from their work at 2 of the 4 sewing machines. They wave hello.
We've been collecting fabrics from all over and making quilts.
She gestures to the colorful and artistic quilts hanging on the walls.
They're beautiful. What happens to them?
We sell them online and at the farmer's market. All the proceeds go back into our neighborhood projects.
Using local talent to build community wealth, that's brilliant.
I've got another place to show you. Let's go see.
As they cross to the other side, Dennis pauses, takes a breath.
Something smells really good. Is someone cooking?
Ah, yes. I'm taking you to our kitchen cafe. This is where people who love to cook come to experiment and share recipes. You can drop by anytime and find something delicious.
They enter another lower-level apartment. Inside, tables with fresh flowers are set up throughout the room. The kitchen at the back has tureens of soup and a basket of fresh biscuits on the counter.
Want to call the kids over for some soup?
Sure, this looks delicious.
Touching Dennis's arm.
Dennis, I can see our family living here.
It's funny, the property values have gone way up. Seems like everyone wants to live this way, but no one here wants to sell.
Maybe we could do something like this on our block.
Dennis dashes up the stairs to call the kids. Exterior University campus, 1 year later, November 7th, 2035. Sign says Columbia University. Interior, classroom number 309. The noisy crowd of about 200 people quiets as Professor Esther Manning, 57, black, enters from the left wing, followed by Allison, 42. Both sit down on stools in front of the class, each holding a portable microphone. Esther Manning.
Welcome, and thank you for coming this evening. Tonight we are here to talk about the phenomenon of the gatherings. Who here has attended a gathering in your neighborhood?
Video camera pans to reveal over half of the audience raising a hand.
Okay. Wow, that's quite a lot of you. So most of you know what these gatherings can do. How many of you know who started the gatherings?
Camera pans again. Audience members are glancing at each other. There are no hands raised.
Well, that person sits in front of you and is our special guest today, Allison Silver Clarkson.
Interior Dennis and Allison's apartment, 5 years later, late morning, 2040. Dennis, 46, sits at his desk, his fingers shuffling through a pile of papers. He finds the pages he is looking for.
Here they are.
Glancing furtively over his shoulder, he rises, places the pages on the dining room table, goes over to reach into the back of the closet, and gets out a worn shopping bag. He looks around once again and pulls a shiny cylindrical object out of the bag. He examines the inscription on the bottom. Open May 3rd, 2149. Dennis E. Clarkson, born 1994. To himself.
2149, that should do it. It's even more than 100 years.
He places the cylinder carefully on the dining room table. He picks up the papers and pulls off the stickers that say acid-free archival paper, then rolls up the printed messages and places them inside the capsule. He crosses to the sideboard, opens the drawer, retrieves a box of carefully organized memory cards and DVDs, and brings it to the table.
I hope somebody in the future knows how to read this data.
With reverence, he gently wraps the items in a piece of fabric and places them into the capsule. His movements are slow and deliberate. He stares at the closed time capsule for a long moment. Then, with one final glance towards the door, he reaches into a sideboard drawer, finds a screwdriver, carefully tightens the 4 screws to fasten the lid onto the capsule, and covers each screw with a folding plastic cap. He grabs his backpack from a hook on the wall and places the time capsule inside, then zips it up. Exterior Dennis and Allison's apartment, moments later. Standing just outside the door of the apartment, Dennis pauses to take in the street in front of him. No asphalt. No cars. Instead, flowers, play equipment, lawn chairs, raised garden beds. He takes a deep breath, smiles, puts on his backpack, and rides off on his bicycle. Exterior, walkway in future, afternoon, 21:49. Eliana and Micah walk together along the canal. Eliana.
That was pretty upsetting at the museum, seeing how people lived back in 2025, wasn't it?
Sure was. I wish I could go back in time and change things.
What would you do to change things?
I don't know, maybe let them know it can be different.
How so?
Eliana stops next to the flower stand and turns to Micah.
Well, more like what we have now.
What would you want them to know about?
As Micah answers, Eliana pulls different colored flowers out of their bins to create a bouquet and reaches up to the dispenser to pull down a fabricated vase for carrying them.
Well, what school is like now, and how coming of age means we can start going to gatherings.
Right. You'll be 12 at the end of this month. You'll be having your own coming of age celebration.
It's coming up fast. I've been thinking about what I want to do for my celebration. I think I'll write a skit where I travel back in time and talk to kids from back then. I'll ask my friends to be a part of it.
Wow, that sounds fun.
Yeah, let me think about it a bit. You'll see.
Kids Center Auditorium, afternoon, April 30th, 2149. Auditorium is decorated with colorful fabric streamers and flags for Micah's coming-of-age celebration. People gather around the stage, clapping. Applause quiets. Kids dressed in jeans, t-shirts, and running shoes come and sit in 9 chairs that are set up in 3 rows facing the back of the stage. A title comes up on the screen that says, Micah Time Travels to 2025. The screen becomes a whiteboard with the handwritten words, Thursday, April 30th, 2025. There is a flash of light. Micah enters from backstage, pretending to look dazed.
Hello, where am I? What year is this?
Students. In unison.
2025.
And this class is for?
Student number 1.
Social Studies, PS 130 fifth graders.
Perfect. That's just when I was hoping to come. I am from the future, from the year 2149.
What? Really? Awesome.
I want to show you what the future is like. Would you like to see?
Sure, that's so cool. Well, yeah, you're kidding, right?
First, let's take a look at what school is like in 2149.
Micah brings out a small device and projects a video onto the whiteboard. In the video, a group of kids are on a beach examining some sea creatures. Other kids are in a room training dogs to navigate an obstacle course. Another group is in a shop, building robotic devices. More kids are preparing 3D printed food in a large commercial kitchen. Student number 2.
Cool. Field trips. But where's their school?
Well, in the future, school isn't a building or classroom where all the kids go. Instead, each kid has their own educational program made up of, I guess you would call them field trips or meetups. Those happen in all kinds of different places.
Student number 3.
Whoa. Do you have video games? YouTube?
I don't know what a YouTube is, but I think we have so many things to do that we don't have a lot of time for playing your kind of games. We don't have companies anymore that design those games on purpose to keep you playing.
Oh, that's not fair.
Student number 4.
So how do you know when you graduate? Do you get a high school diploma? Do kids go to college?
Good questions. Learning is a lifelong thing, and kids and adults make portfolios of their work and develop masterships in their areas of interest.
Video shows young people and adults working with food, animals, robots, fashion, visual effects, vehicles, electricity, construction, waterworks, etc.
Anyone can develop a mastership in an area of interest. Our personal portfolio shows what skill levels we have achieved. That portfolio functions as our diploma.
As Micah speaks, the video shows a young person at a computer giving their preferred items a thumbs up, and then dragging some activities to their calendar.
Companion AI provides a readout of skills that will be needed in the future, and people who are interested start to learn about it. It's amazing because all the work gets done and nobody has what you would call a job.
Wait, what? Nobody has a job?
Well, not in the way you think about it. We figured out a way to automate most things that people find tedious, like cleaning bathrooms and dealing with trash.
Video of a self-cleaning bathroom, vacuum-assisted trash system.
There is certainly still work to be done, but we automate the work that is boring or unpleasant.
What? So people can just lay around all day if they like? How do they get money to pay for their rent and groceries?
Micah chuckles and gestures toward the screen.
We don't need money anymore.
An image zooms in from above the circular city to the outer greenhouse ring surrounding the city. Inside, aquaponics, hydroponics, vertical gardens, and orchards.
We just work together to make sure that everyone has a place to live, and food and fresh water and ways to get around.
Video shows how condensation from the greenhouse coverings is collected for the water supply. Maglev trains circle the city. Automated people movers transport people between rings.
People are happy to give their time and efforts to do work that helps the community and the environment.
Video shows people checking and tending food systems, planting flowers in walkways, etc. Student number 5.
Well, what do you do about homeless people and immigrants?
There are no homeless people. We make sure that there are homes or apartments or cubicles for everyone.
Screen shows multi-story apartment buildings, dome-shaped houses, honeycomb pods.
What about people that come across the border from another country into your city?
Micah projects a globe of the world and shows images of people landing in heliplanes and heading to various accommodations. Shrugs.
People can travel and live in any country they like, actually. Anywhere on the whole planet. Companion AI keeps track of where people want to go and makes sure there are places to stay and the things they'll need when they get there. Some people like to travel a lot. Others like to stay put.
Micah shows a video of his family relaxing in the yard of their dome house. Student number 6.
What happens if people get sick?
Good question. We have figured out a system that works pretty well for most everyone to stay healthy.
How so?
Here, let me show you.
Video shows Micah walking through a whole body scanner and inserting his arm into an opening in the wall for a painless blood draw. Everything is automated. A screen at the end provides a report along with recommendations.
If someone is sick or injured, they can go to a health center for an urgent body scan and diagnosis. Most care is automated or robotic. My father has a mastership as a doctor. He sets times for when he is available to be called on for emergencies.
A photo of Micah's father's face, Danny, appears on the screen. The audience cheers quietly in recognition.
Who pays for all these robots and scanners and things?
The scanners are designed and built by engineers who have masterships in those fields. Companion AI helps us keep track of resources. The materials for building the devices are reserved ahead of time and dispatched from the warehouse when they are needed. They don't cost anything.
More videos of equipment being constructed by robots.
Do you have elections? Who is your president?
No elections, no president. Instead, we have gatherings.
Gatherings?
Meetings of about 12 people at a time who come together with a facilitator and companion AI to bring up issues and solve problems.
Video images show people at gatherings generating project ideas.
When kids reach age 12, we have a coming-of-age party, and then we can go to a gathering anytime we like.
I don't get it. How do groups of 12 people solve problems for the whole city?
It's called continuous participatory governance. There are gatherings happening all the time, everywhere. Big issues that affect the whole city get addressed in the small gatherings.
Image shows different people checking and scheduling projects on their computers.
Companion AI posts all the project ideas and helps keep track of things. Citizens prioritize projects that are most important to them, and then experts get notified to come and make or build whatever is needed for the top priority projects. Stuff gets done pretty fast.
That's awesome. Wow, really?
Micah checks his wrist device.
Okay, well, it looks like it's time for me to head back to 2149. So look, I heard that in 2025 people are struggling to have what they need, and there are wars and stuff. I want to let you know that if you listen carefully to each other, things are going to get a lot better. Bye.
A flash of light on the screen and Micah disappears backstage. Applause. 107 years earlier. Meeting room. A gathering. Brooklyn, 2042. Heavy rain pounds the window where the gathering is taking place. Mid-gathering, Clayton, the facilitator, is interacting with Wenli, a participant, Asian, early 20s. Clayton.
You're considering that Brooklyn might not even have a future.
Clayton turns to the whiteboard and addresses co-facilitator AI Stevie, not visible.
AI Stevie, can you show a timeline for projected flooding?
AI Stevie, voiceover.
Here is a projection of flooding from now through 2099.
A map of Brooklyn appears on the smartboard. The red areas on the map move in to cover most of Brooklyn by 2090. Wen Li.
Does this map scare you as much as it does me? Do we not believe it? That Brooklyn will be covered in water by 2090? What will happen to us? Where will we go?
AI Stevie writes, where will Brooklyn residents go when Brooklyn is flooded? On problem statements panel, Clayton turns to Wen Li.
This is an important issue, isn't it? Do you have more you want to say about it?
I woke up in the middle of the night worrying.
Have you thought about any solutions?
I don't know. Do we need to build a new city for everyone?
Other participants chuckle. AI Stevie writes under the Solutions panel, build a new city. Clayton waits a moment to see if Wenli has anything else to say, then looks around at others. There is a long silence. Finally, Nathan raises a hand. Nathan.
That's actually not a bad idea, you know. What if we could build a planned city that has all the infrastructure already included? Like an efficient water and waste and transportation system.
AI Stevie writes under Solutions, planned city, water, waste, and transportation systems. AI Stevie, voiceover.
I can show a sample of what a planned city might look like. Would you like to see it?
Sure, let's see it.
AI Stevie projects a circular city designed by Jacques Fresco from the Venus Project. Participants begin to chime in, raising concerns.
What would it cost to build that kind of city? How would we pay for it? Where would we find the land?